no matter where you live. This is the future of the internet. This is on-chain.
Hey, greetings, greetings, greetings. What's happening, Lloyd?
Hey
And what's
Google,
happening
BM,
to our viewers? How are you, my guy?
everyone. I'm doing great, bro. How's your day going?
My day's going good, man. Feels like we haven't seen you in a while, eh? It's just been one live stream that you missed, but
Imagine.
we felt the gap.
Felt like ages.
Mm,
Yeah. No,
what's
I was
happening?
stuck in bad traffic and the network where I
All
was
right.
wasn't great. I was in transit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw you joined and then you kind of like
Yeah.
didn't speak and you fell off. All
Yeah.
right. Okay, but otherwise, what's going on? What you been up to, man?
Building for base batches, but I've also
Mm,
been playing around with the open claw. So I was just doing some experiments. So I bought
mm,
I think I mentioned the last time that I bought a couple of AI pins, and the last
mm.
the last one that came was my OMI pin. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah, the
this
pin.
round. Yeah. So I think over the last couple of days I managed to just play around with the open claw, and then I synced my OMI AI pin to
Mm-hmm.
to my OpenClaw agent. So now I
Mm.
can control my I can control my computer just by pressing a button on my pin. It can send emails.
Wow.
It can make phone calls. So the whole day I've just been this last couple of days I've just been using my PC just from my pin, and my pin only has like one button and a mic,
Uh-huh.
so it can do everything,
Mm.
man. Like it's
Wow.
it's been very
Now you
fun.
should do a video, man.
Yeah, yeah. It
A
feels like
video.
Iron Man.
Now that's dope. That's really, really
Yeah.
dope, bro. Yeah.
Now I'll do a
But
video.
can you
I'll do
foresee
a video.
any like industrial commercial use case for this approach? Is there any angles
Um,
that you think the integration of OpenClaw and the pin
yeah,
can
I'm
be
so like
commercialized?
you said how everybody is using like OpenClaw only from their phone, right? So with my AI
Yeah.
pin, it's synced
Mm-hmm.
to basically everything. So I can still do everything that people do from like the Telegram just from having these voice commands. I think the only thing
Yeah.
that I don't have is like a screen,
Yeah.
when I'm using just like the pin. But like if I'm near my PC or I'm on my phone, I can still monitor like everything that's happening. For use cases, I think it's got a lot of use cases, because so far everybody who I'm meeting has been like very interested just in the pin alone with like what it's able to do. But then when you pair it with like open claw, it makes everything wild. Like it's wild, man. I'll show you
Yeah.
some of the use cases. I'm sure in the um later today, or if I just take a video. But it's very amazing tech, and it feels really good to use this way, you know.
Mm.
So I
Nice.
can't wait to see what other people will do with it. But so far, it's amazing, man. Especially the calling, where I can just press a button and tell it call Shabs or call Google, and you get
Mm.
a phone call from my AI agent, and you can have a conversation with it. And when it's done, it will
Yeah.
hit me back up. I mean, that's insane, man.
This is crazy stuff, bro. Now I can't
It's
wait to see
insane.
this, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Shabs, how you doing? Thanks, Lloyd, for the intro there. Very
No
interesting,
worries.
and I think you're whetting our appetites. and hopefully we'll delve much into it during his office hours. Travis,
Yeah,
what's happening on your end? How are you?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. Can't complain. Yeah. Uh, I
What's
don't have
happening?
an interesting story like Lloyd. Like that is like far out there, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. My couple of days has been pretty quiet, so I
all
don't
right.
have much to report. Yeah,
Mm,
but looking forward to the next couple of days and see what I can come up with.
okay. All right. With
Yeah.
that said, let me play a disclaimer and then we just get straight into the
Today's
things of the today.
conversation is for information and educational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, technical, or legal advice. The views expressed are our own and do not represent Base, Coinbase, or any affiliated platforms.
Okay, we're back. Yeah, so to our viewers, thank you for joining us. And if Bobby Andrea is viewing and watching this, I sent you an email with a link to this StreamYard because you requested to join the Builders Office Hours on Tuesday, but we couldn't have you on that one, and I suggested you join us on this Builders Office Hours. So check out your email, is a calendar link to this live stream. So on the link or location is got the link to the StreamYard. Okay. Lloyd, if you're able to text him as well, please just shoot him a text. That's Bobby Andrea and ask him to join. He can share his screen. So Bobby, if you're joining us, share your screen and then we can talk about whatever builds or issues you want to fix or questions you want to ask. Okay. All right. So yeah,
I
Lloyd,
can
you're on mute.
let me
Yeah.
text him the link
Okay.
in case he hasn't seen.
Wonderful. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday I happened to be on the Base East Africa. They invited me to a live stream to talk about ideation, right, for base batches. And their focus obviously currently is the agentic economy because there's a lot of stuff going. So one of the things I think I outlined was and this applies to people from our region. So if you're building anything for base batches 3 and you're trying to figure out ideas, right? um Remember the fundamentals, okay? Where the base culture is at right now, and the current focus is around trading, financialization, tokenization, providing liquidity, and really getting base, the capital markets, as well as AI agents or the autonomous agents being able to operate all these different layers of the Web3 ecosystem, right? So if you're building anything at the stage for base batches, zero zero 003, you can look at the AI agent either as a tool, as infrastructure, or as something that will trade and make money online, So something that will operate your DeFi strategies. So if you're building an app for trading, then allow agent to agent trade or allow agent and human trade or a sort of a combination of those features. Okay. So the fundamentals still stay the same, right? So it's still Web3, it's still crypto, it is still DeFi, you can add prediction markets. And then the AI agents perhaps should be able to give people an experience or do an agent to agent experience that's pretty unique and that's profitable. Okay. So I think ideas are built on those key fundamentals. And then after that, I spoke about also how the AI can be used as a tool. So you can use it as a tool for building. You can even use AI as a backend, right? So you can, use it as a backend. You can use it as simply the app itself. So it's agent to agent and does not require human beings. So it handles the trade. So you can build for AI agents as well, right? So yeah, so that's something that's sort of like, came up is people are always going to need ideas, especially builders this side of the world, right? So yeah, so with that said, well, what do you guys think on ideas of what builders can build? Shabs and Lloyd. Any inputs and what approach do you think they should be taking?
Yeah. So
No, go
from
ahead.
my side, okay, go Lloyd.
No, go ahead. I'll go after you.
Okay. Yeah. So from my side, I totally agree with you. There definitely needs to be alignment in everything that our developers build for our region. What I find that is fitting on this call and what Lloyd shared as I jumped onto the call is probably the best way of something that I discussed in our call on Tuesday, where you're actually looking for a way to create hard tech and your agents, right? So
Yeah.
think of your environment and transitioning, right, in a way that makes sense to base. Two, that creates that differentiator. Just from what Lloyd is doing right now, he can call. He could also, if he wanted to, add that layer that you're talking about from an agentic element to be able to trade for him, right? Which is another
Yeah.
level, right? Which is so cool. But these are the
Yeah.
ways that I see us in this environment, based Southern Africa, to be able to stay relevant but also push the boundaries and kind of show the rest of the world that there are different use cases and different ways to be able to do this. So
Yeah.
this is really cool that Lloyd was able to tell us what he's working on and do. And I think those are the sort of ideas that will give you, that will put you front of mind and kind of push the limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lloyd,
Yeah.
any pointers there? Thanks, Shabs. Lloyd, any pointers there on the ideation and what people should be building for Base Batches 3?
Okay, so for me, the pointers I can give because our base batches track has got like 3 tracks, the base batches 3. I think finding the best track, obviously, number one is ideal before you start building. For example, if you're like a student and you decide to take like the student track, I think you would have a lot more ideas to build if you're looking at specifically just what plagues students around the world, you know. So maybe finding like solutions that you as a student maybe suffer with, or that other students also kind of suffer with around the world. So that's one way you can build. But if you're going for something like the startup track, it's always a good idea to look at like the current market and like the current trends, that are in the ecosystem. Base is heavy on the trading and the mini apps and AI agents. So I'm thinking ideas that kind of merge these in one way or another. And for
Yeah.
trading, it doesn't necessarily have to just be like all the way banker bot trading, but like even just having a sort of swap interface that enables you to make transactions on the base blockchain is also, something that you can kind of consider inside your app. For example, you can have an application that doesn't do trading, but it can have a section inside, maybe like the profile, that enables your users to go into their profile and on ramp or off ramp. So that still, plays a key role in like what base is building with the trading, because you're still swapping coins and you're still adding monetary value. But yeah, looking at how the AI agents are going, finding innovative ways of like using these AI agents would definitely be a great idea. Just to add, I earlier, before we jumped on the call, I was in a group with some of the community members, with Bobby here, and me and Bobby had an idea. We're like, let's create a group and then just add our bots in there, and let's see what chaos they'll cause. And so far, it's been
Yeah.
very fun, like just
Yeah.
seeing how these bots are interacting with each other. Like you can tell it text somebody. So it's very interesting to just see how this works. And, somebody can still take the same method and kind of put it on like as an app, like how we saw Notebook. So the ideas are plenty. They might not
Mm.
just they may not be easy to come by per se, but
Mm.
I think if you look at them from like a creative way, you can also ask the AI to help. I feel like you would come up with like very interesting, use cases. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much, Lloyd. And we've got Bobby here. Bobby, how you doing? Make an intro and let's talk about. You had some questions you wanted to participate in one of the live streams. So perhaps start with an intro. Tell us what you're building for Base Batches 3, and then you can tell us like what the topic you wanted to discuss or any challenges you're having, and we see if we can troubleshoot. How are
All
you,
right.
Bobby?
Fine thinking. How are you, GM? Maudible. Yeah, so
Yeah,
an
Thanks.
in
yeah, audible.
an intro. I'm a creator. I like to experiment. I'm enthusiastic. And I also have the one of the AI pins that Lloyd ordered and is talking about. So yeah, we've actually just been
Mhm.
going back and forth experimenting. So for me, my idea started up with an AI agent after I managed to build a bot on last Saturday's meetup through the help of Lloyd. And I was trying to make this bot like a create on base thing because there's this program or there's this marketing agency I'm working with called Create on Base, where we onboard
Yeah.
creators and bring them onto these platforms. So people are always texting me, asking me questions. So I built this bot as a way of it being able to respond to people in case I'm busy or in case I'm unable to attend to them just there and then. Then
Hmm.
I thought to say, what if I built an app that is going to like sync with the bot, and then it's more like a creator funnel app. And I had started,
Yeah.
though I can't show it right now because I had to delete certain things and I have to like rebuild it and refix it. But yeah, so this app, what it's going to be doing is when people text the AI agent to say, oh, like I'm new, I want to know what base is about, or like what's happening on base or base Southern Africa, then it's going to tell them to say, oh, there's actually this app or there's this mini app on base.
Yeah.
It's a creator panel. So what this mini app on base will be doing is when you go there, you get to see what type of campaigns are there. It could be just getting onboarded, getting a base name, and then maybe you claim a $1 for just doing that.
Okay.
Maybe you see base Southern Africa has got like this challenge happening. People will be there to do their campaigns and they'll be able to like claim rewards from there, withdraw. So the time I wanted help was when I think I forgot how to sign a manifest. But yeah, that was the time I
Oh,
texted to say, yeah, I wanted to join
yeah.
and test it out.
Okay. All right. Actually, now that you mention it, signing a manifest actually is it's one of the main problems we're getting on the Discord, on the DevRel, for from the community, because you can come to the Discord at any time, right? And ask for assistance. But one of the biggest challenges that we've been seeing that comes up like consistently is builders having issues with signing the manifest. So, in your side, in your experience, when you were signing the manifest, which part was a problem specifically? And do you want to share your screen, perhaps?
As in,
Bobby, are you
I
still
didn't
there?
reach that part. Yeah, I didn't reach that part. I just wanted to like learn how to do it because I remember last time you taught us during these live sessions. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, so we're on the live session. Maybe it would also be like the perfect time to ask.
Okay. All right. So now on your side, like, where did you build your app? Like, what approach did you take? Um, Let me share my screen and then we kind of like have a look at some things like the base documentation and then perhaps we'll also look at base.dev where you should be signing your manifest, right?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. All right, let's start with base docs, okay? Ah, sorry. What am I doing? Okay, wrong place. Okay, so how did you build your app? What approach did you take? Did you create a new app? Did you use this approach, or did you use like another, like perhaps another building tool, or like what was your approach, Bobby?
Okay, so for myself, I've been using IDEs. So I started with anti-gravity, then Lloyd told me to
Okay,
also check out Windsurf, of which I've been using like
okay,
for the past, let me say, 7 days. Then from there, I went to like my Chat GPT because I'm always chatting with Chat most of the time. So I told Chat to say, "This is an app I'm trying to build, and like, I
right,
want I want you to like give me the steps like from beginning to the end, and it's going to be a base app." So it started giving me the things that it needed at first, like the what do you call it, the codes to
yeah,
to put inside the app. So before the app was even created, what Chat gave me was connecting like wallets. We had to make sure that part was like done, and then it was implemented, it was added, and then now I built like the interface, the UI for the app, and then I had to like npm run dev, and then it loaded like the local host. I saw the app, I tested out like logging in with my wallet, of which it did. The base thing popped up, and also uh
yeah,
trying to add funds to the same app, all those things they were working and running. So the only thing that was
okay,
left was just to like sign the money first. Because the app was just a simple app. It wasn't nothing complicated, nothing big. It was just like, let me say, a landing page where people would just come see activities. And
yeah,
then now after that was done, it was now for me to start thinking of what type of activities I could put, or which people I could talk to say, oh, I'm actually doing this, and I would like your idea to be here just to see how it works.
yeah. I think with the approach you've taken, where you've actually just built it, I don't know whether it doesn't look like you follow the create mini app approach. So I think then in your instance, you must then follow the migrate an existing app documentation, where then you must, I don't know if you've added the mini app SDK, but then if you go to the base documentation, um, go to base.org, then base build, and then select mini apps. Then you would start with the migrating existing app, right? And install the mini app SDK, and then just follow the process, right? And then when you get to obviously then you need to add the manifest, so this is part 3 that you were talking about, right? And
Okay.
then after that, once you add the manifest and you copy the example manifest, then you go to base.dev to go and sign your manifest, right? Are we still on the same page,
Yeah, I'm following.
Bobby? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm saying I'm following. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I think you went quiet a bit. But anyway, so base.dev has been upgraded, right? There's a couple of things that you'll notice that are different from previously, but it's still, it's still generally. So you could sign in with your, it depends whether you want to sign in with your, um, let me see, with your smart wallet or with your base app wallet. Okay. because you can use your Base App wallets, and the approach to do that is to go to keys.coinbase.com, right? So keys.coinbase.com will bring up your actual Base App wallet, right? Okay. So you could sign in with that and then sign your manifest with that, your Base App, basically, right? Or the wallet in your Base App. Okay. Or alternatively, wallet.coinbase.com will bring up the base account, which is your smart account, right? So those are your two options. Okay. And then once you are in here, so you'll notice that now base.dev is slightly different from how it was before, right? Actually, not slightly, it's actually very different. So if you have a new app, right? So when you log in, it will want you to register a new app. So I think you'll get a screen like this that says register a new app, and then you add your app name. For example, I'm not quite sure what you're going to call your app. I'll call mine test, and then you click register. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hang a second. Okay, yeah. So you click register, and then you click verify and add URL. Then you add your app's URL over there, and then you copy this HTML code and go and paste it in your, I think you said you're using Cloud Code, but you could either paste it directly in your manifest file, or you can go to your AI, developer
I did.
assistant and paste it and tell it, add this to my manifest. It will know where to put it. Then you deploy, and then you come back here and you verify again. So when you come back to base.dev, you actually go to base.dev preview to first check out your manifest, right? That it's proper, okay? And then let me give you an example. What app can I? Okay, what URL can I use? I want to show you an example. Which app did I build? Let me see. Telco. Was it Telco Credit Score? Okay. Okay, I think this was it. HTTPS. Okay, so you go to, so once you deploy to production, you get your URL, come here on base.dev/preview, paste your URL, click submit, and okay, that manifest is not found. Okay, I think, oh, it's .vessel.app, my bad. .vessel.app, okay. Okay, I've got the wrong URL. Okay, let me quickly look for an app that I have deployed. What app do I have? Okay, let's go to Fashion Jewels. I'm just looking for a URL with that I deployed before. Let me see, Fashion Jewels.vessel.app. You guys can give me a URL if I can't find
Google,
one.
sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Shabs is asking if you could let him. We will let him in. He's at the back.
All right. Okay, where is Shabs? Okay, Shabs, you're back. All right, so when you go to base.dev/preview, you add your app's URL that you've just deployed, and then you submit, right? So you're gonna check a couple of things. So you're gonna check that this ready is fine. So if it's giving you ready there, then it's okay. If it's not, then you have to fix it, right? I'll show you where to fix it. And then you're going to check the account association. By this time, I think you haven't signed the account association. So this is going to be invalid. So these are going to probably be in red, all of these, right? Because you haven't signed the manifest and you haven't done the account association, right? And then you're going to check your metadata, right? You can see wherever there is the red areas, it's something that you need to fix, right? Like the tags. So I need to go into my app and follow the rules and put the right tags, right? So it says up to 5 tags, maximum 20 characters. So I'll have to go to my manifest file in my code and fix that. And then add required metadata for your Farcaster JSON. So I don't have metadata for Farcaster JSON here. So I'll have to go back to my code and fix that. So you kind of like look at all these things and you fix them up, right? And then once you go back to your app, fix them up, and you will, you deploy again and then come back here. So when you enter your app URL, if you have not signed, I've already signed the manifest for this. If you haven't signed it, it's going to come up with that ad. It's going to ask you to verify again. So let me see if there's an app I haven't signed. Let's see this one. Okay, let me take this URL and try it. So you see what it's like then to sign that manifest, okay? Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so you see I haven't signed this one, right? So when you haven't signed your manifest and you're signing for the first time, it's going to ask you then to verify. So you'll verify and then sign. But before you verify, you have to make sure that all your metadata is correct. You have to make sure that the HTML code that you copied earlier, when you first signed up to base.dev, you've pasted it in your app, right? And yeah, that's just about it. So the last part is just to click verify if everything is proper, and then you sign it, and that should be sorted. And then after this, though, you go to the base app and you actually paste your app's URL, right? That's gonna publish your app on the base app, and it's gonna auto index it. So that's the last part that I think a lot of people always skip as well, is after you sign your manifest, your app is not necessarily discoverable yet on the base app. You can only discover it with your URL. If you go and type your URL in the base app, that's how you can access your app. But for it to be searchable by name, and to be auto-indexed, you'd have to go and post this actual URL, just this URL only, as a post in the base app. Okay, then it becomes discoverable, and people can search it. It appears in the search. Okay. Another thing to note, right? For your app to be searchable, there's this part that says no index at the bottom here, right? So when most people are building apps, many apps on base, they normally set this to true. So when you set this to true, it means then your app, while you are building it, is not discoverable on the base app. But then when you are finished and you're deploying it to production, you gotta change this to false, okay? Or you gotta leave it blank, because if this part, the no index, is still on true, your app will never be found on the base app, you see. So you gotta make sure either this is on false or it's left blank, okay? And that's all in your manifest, file in your app, in your code, okay? So I don't know, do we cover the process? Is there something else that perhaps, since you're saying you haven't gone through this process, is there something else around signing the manifest that you want to know at this stage?
At the moment, I believe this is enough. If I have questions, I'll probably ask Lloyd. But yeah, thank you very much for this.
Yeah, and then before you go, so something that the base app now has, right? You'll see the base app is actually, they've removed a lot of stuff, right? So they've removed like a lot of the leaderboards, and now those can be found on base.dev. Okay, so like the top apps on base, you'll find them on this leaderboard, right? But for your app to be featured in any of these leaderboards, right? There are some quality, standards that you need to complete. So there's actually a checklist over here. Excuse me. There's a checklist. So in the documentation, there's a checklist that you need to look at. And then there is also a form you must fill in for your app to be featured. Yes, it's called the featured checklist. Okay. So you need to go through this featured checklist and the product guidelines and design guidelines, right? So that your app fits the standard, the quality standard that base wants, for your app to be in the featured section of the base app. Then once you get all these, once you've done all this and you want to be featured, there's a submission form over here that you must fill in. Okay, so once you fill in the submission form and submit it, the base app team will review, your application. They'll review your app, and if it meets all the required standards, it will be featured inside the base app, right? And then as your users use your app, obviously on base.dev, one of the things you do is check analytics, right? Then another thing to remember is to add something called builder codes. Okay. So builder codes are somewhere here on the base app. I haven't added builder codes myself, but maybe Lloyd, I don't know if you have insights on adding builder codes yet. Have you tried it?
No, not yet. I haven't tried
Okay.
haven't tried it yet. Maybe we should find time to do a quick test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's something called builder codes now that allows you to track transactions in your app, your base app, right?
Yeah.
Because the base.dev will track like things like the user, those kind of analytics, right? And then the builder codes actually track the transactions inside your app. And then that's how you get featured in in the popular apps. I think it's a combination of users and transactions within your app, and then you get featured here. So the importance of getting featured here, guys, is then if you're looking for funding, you're looking for support from the base team, you're looking for them for investment. If your app is top performing, then it's easier for them to reach out to you and see how much support they can give you, and it's easier for you to apply for some of these grants and get that, sort of try and make the cut into further investments and further support, right? So yeah, so it's important to try and make sure that you are registered on base.dev, so you can track all your analytics, and you submit the form for your app to be featured in the base app, and you add your builder codes, so your app can also you track all the transactions and appear in the in the leaderboard. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of like it. But all of this, guys, is what I might tell you, over the live stream. It's experiential. You gotta like literally go through it step by step, and there's a lot of trial and error. Like just to fix the manifest alone can take you a whole day. If you're lucky, it will be shorter. But yeah, I've seen guys where we've been back and forth for like a week with a person trying to fix their manifest. Okay. So there's always like one thing that they missed out, one little error somewhere else. So it's very important that you also follow the documentation, the guidelines, and take it step by step. Okay, so you'll find those in Migrate an existing mini app. That's normally where you find them, more in the Create mini app. And then another thing to note, guys, is there's an AI assistant here. So if ever you are having a problem, you can come in and type on the base.org documentation, having a problem with, let's say, problem with manifest, right? And then it's gonna like give you any suggestions. So if you have any errors in your app, you can copy them and come and paste them here as well. And then it's gonna tell you what to do. You can even ask it like, I want a step-by-step process. You can tell it, I'm not a developer, I'm just a vibe coder, I don't understand code. So I want the most basic step-by-step process on how to fix this. And then it will tell you how to do it. Tell it what tools you're using. You can tell it I'm using, Claude Sonnet on VS Code, and I need a step-by-step process. I'm using anti-gravity, and I need a step-by-step process on fixing this issue. It will, simplify it as much as you want and give you the actual step-by-step process. So yeah, so this is a tool that you probably need to use when you are trying to sort out your manifest. Okay. And then another thing I wanted to suggest to you guys, especially you, Andrea, you said you built your app and then, you tried this platform, tried that platform, and it didn't really work out well. And then you ended up on anti-gravity and then VS Code. So I guess you're trying to find the easiest approach to build your app. The best way to prototype using one single prompt, okay, is nana.com/studio. Okay. So Nana are the guys who've bought Farcaster. They own Farcaster now, right? Or they took over Farcaster. I don't know if it was a financial transaction, but they are the guys that are now in charge of Farcaster. And they've built a prompt platform where with one single prompt, it builds you a full mini app and it makes it available on Farcaster and the base app, right? So let me show you guys something I built with one prompt. Let me see. Okay, so I was on the live stream yesterday, and then I made this app, okay, as an example. So this took like maybe 5 minutes for it to build this app. I said, make me a health tech app for patient-reported outcomes. Use Gemini AI to make sense of the patient data and provide solutions to patient. Use the API key for Gemini. So you see, I copied and pasted an API key, and it went and built a whole app and was able to preview it. Okay, so here's the link. I'm gonna go to Farcaster. Okay, oh, there we go. So after it builds it, so it's just a prompt. I put a prompt, tell it what to build, and then it starts building that mini app. And then when it's done, it will have a link down here. It will say try your health app, right? So you need to be logged into Farcaster. And then, yeah, when you click that link, this is the app over here on the right. So you can see it's a fully functional app. It's already, everything is sorted basically. And if I publish it, I'll be able to check the manifest, okay, and sign it actually. And that's like literally it, guys. It's as simple as that to build a mini app right now. So Andrea, you don't have to really struggle. You can just go and do a one prompt. And I think there's a way where you can get the code from GitHub. I think I haven't played around with it much to try and link my GitHub, but I think if you play around, you'll find a way. It does give you a link to GitHub. It allows you to put some environment variables, as you can see. Okay, so it does create a manifest which you can refresh. And yeah, but I'll play around with it a little more. But so far, I've been able to one shot and develop a mini app, add API keys for an AI, and a patient can start using this app, as you can see over here. A patient can do daily check-in, talk about whatever their health condition is, and then analyze this with Gemini. Okay, so it's as simple as that, man. Building mini apps has become like the easiest thing ever. It's no longer a problem. The new hard thing to do right now, I guess, is to build AI agents. But mini apps kind of like so basic now because you can one prompt them, right? So nobody should be struggling with this. The only thing I need to note is when you publish these Nana mini apps, right? Their URLs is still not compatible with base.dev. Some are, some are not, because they've got this weird URL. So the actual URL is going to be a weird address, right? So you might have to then export your app to GitHub and then import it in GitHub and then redeploy it like to Vercel so that you get a proper app URL, because they've got this long URL that's got like a whole lot of numbers. It's just a weird one that is currently not compatible with base.dev, but we've asked the team that's working on base.dev to be able to configure base.dev so it can recognize these app URLs that are coming from the Nana Studio. So there's currently an issue that I think the team is working on. So we've raised those issues, but otherwise, it's the best way right now to be able to build and publish a mini app very quickly and be able to, like in one prompt, preview it on Farcaster. So yeah, so Bobby, that's another approach that you could take, and it's already. I think the manifest is fine. The only thing you need to do from here, once you've published the app, is take that URL and then try and sign it on base.dev. If that's a struggle, I think then because they've built it for compatibility with Farcaster, right? So you can come in and sign the manifest inside your Farcaster. Okay, so you can put the domain over there, and then then you try and sign it in Farcaster, and it should be able to. Then you post it, of course, as a cast, or you go to the base app and you post the link so that it's auto-indexed and published, and you can search it for it in the base app. Okay. So yeah, so that's generally how you can have a shortcut to building a mini app. So I don't know. I don't know if this kind of satisfies your challenges, but this is an alternative that I think will be easy for you at this stage. Over to you, Bobby. Any more questions or suggestions?
Questions, no.
Okay.
Suggestions, not really. But like for people that are really want to build mini apps, I feel like they should start experimenting on Nana.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nana is like the shortcut, especially for base batches where, if you're in the startup section, the deadline is just now in March, right? So there isn't much time. So you could quickly build a mini app and then worry more about build it on Nana and worry about integrating the AI agents part, using whether it's an OpenClaw or any other agentic system. So I think that's probably the best approach. Build a mini app in one prompt and then spend more time trying to integrate the agentic systems to your app. Yeah.
Yeah. Google, just a quick one. Does the
Yeah.
Neymar app am I able to have access to my code that
Yeah.
it had? Oh, that's
Yeah, I
great.
believe
That's
so.
great.
Yeah. So from
Yeah.
I was interacting with a guy who built it, a Nana app, and he said he was able to access it. He says Nana gives you some access to your code. I think they link it to GitHub, or you have to link your GitHub, right? And then export your code. But I haven't gone that far into really
Yeah.
understanding the settings and all that. But even their documentation did say that you can access. But I'm hoping you can access it without paying because I saw there's a billing part. So maybe they haven't started making people pay yet because a couple of people are building these mini apps on Nana, but they are coming up with the issue of signing on base.dev. The URLs haven't been working. Okay. But you can sign
Yeah.
your manifest obviously on Farcaster because Nana is building for Farcaster in a nutshell, right? So
Yeah, it is.
yeah. So from what I've heard, yes, you can export the code. That's what the Nana documentation says you can export your code to GitHub. So that should be
Okay.
good.
No, that's very good because then it gives you more access and room to upgrade your code or, add AI agents. Because I feel like
Yes.
if you can tell the AI agent in Neymar to basically build like an app for you, like a mini app for you, and be able to use like
Mm,
API keys, then
yeah.
I feel like it's super easy to integrate it with like
Mm,
OpenClaw as well. Because
definitely.
if you have like an OpenClaw on a server, you don't need to run it
Mm,
on your PC or your laptop. Then that behaves like something that runs it. So you can create amazing. I think you can create amazing apps using this kind of mashup. So I'll
yeah.
also definitely try to just see what it can build because then it
Yeah.
makes it really easy for anyone to build mini apps. Like you can go from like
Exactly.
straight beginner to straight
Yeah.
up mini
And I
apps.
mean, if say you set up your OpenClaw on Emergent, right? Emergent.sh, right? Um, you can ask so when you can ask, okay, so when you're building your app, your mini app, right? You can ask if you want to use OpenClaw to control your app. You can ask OpenClaw how to do that, and it will give you all the instructions. Then you take those instructions and you actually put it in your prompt for Nana, right? So instead of building the Nana app and then trying to figure out how to connect OpenClaw, you can put it in the prompt. So the prompt to build an app on Nana can say, I want to make this app that will do A,
Yeah,
B, C, D. I want the name to be this. Use these API keys for the Gemini, for whatever, any API keys you need for Twitter integration. Use this token for Telegram integration or WhatsApp integration, and then for OpenClaw, use the system. So whatever the OpenClaw and Emergent is given you, you put it into that prompt, and then you one-shot it. This Nana thing builds an app that comes with everything, man. So that's the beauty of it. I was able to integrate at the Gemini API key, and the app already came with the full functionality of Gemini. You know, So that's the interesting part is you one shot it and you have this app that has the perfect integration you're looking for, right? Just by adding all those instructions in the prompt. But obviously you would need to set up, like if you want your OpenClaw or your app to integrate with Twitter, you need to go to Twitter and set up the API keys before you prompt your app on Nena. Then get those, paste them into your prompt, get your OpenClaw instructions on how to integrate or integrate your OpenClaw to your app, paste those instructions in the prompt, and you click enter. And that's your app built for you, with all the integrations in one prompt. So I find that really amazing with this Nena Studio. I actually loved
Yeah.
how it was able to do this for the first time I was using it in a live setting. So yeah, that was pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope.
Yeah. So Andrea, anything else to cover on your issue? Or are we good in the meantime?
Yeah, just one last question. So, like I mentioned, to say I want my AI agent to sync with the app, not necessarily sync in a way to be doing stuff on the app. No, it's just going to be like reading, getting information. Can I still do that on Nena? Because with WindSafe, I'm trying to like sync the two where this bot, if somebody texts it to say, oh, is there any
Yeah.
new challenge happening this week? Then it goes to like my mini app, reads through, or it checks who won the last prize last week, all that information. So through Nena, can I
Yeah.
also
Let me
be
share
able
my
to do
screen
that?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bobby,
definitely.
do
Like I
you
said,
want? Oh,
you put it in the
no.
prompt. So you see, if you look at this prompt, oh sorry, Lloyd, let me just show him something.
Yeah.
So if you look
No.
at this prompt here, right? Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yes.
So
yes.
this is the prompt I use to build the healthcare app, right? And then I said use the API key for Gemini, right? And I copied and pasted the API key, and I told the app use Gemini to make sense of the patient reported outcomes. I was typing this very fast, but I
Okay.
was building a health app where patients report their, when you leave hospital or the clinic, you're taking medication, and then you want to report back to the doctors on a daily basis what your side effects or your disease progression or your healing progression is. So there's an app that I'm saying you can build, and then Gemini can make sense of all that information that patients are submitting, because some patients are going to be like me, type very quickly and make some typos. A doctor might not be able to see that, right? So the Gemini is going to arrange all of that information, and this is the API key. You see what I'm saying? So I just went and created an API key on AI Studio, a Gemini API key. You paste it within the prompt. So in your case, whatever you want your AI to do, right? Whether it's Anthropic, you paste the API key here, and you put the instruction in the prompt. I want the API key to do ABCD, or the AI to do this with this app, fetch this on such and such a day on a daily basis. And then if you want the app to have like a dashboard for those analytics, you include it in this thing, in this prompt. And then when your app gets built, it's gonna come with all of that stuff already built into it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's all about, so this is why they were saying prompt engineering, guys, is the new like software development, right? It's just about you structuring your prompt to make sense. Like you could like literally expand on this prompt, copy this prompt into, so if you want to even do it better, you can copy this prompt into Chat GPT and tell it, listen, expand on this prompt I'm building for Nena Studio. Nena uses Claude Code Opus 4.6, and I want my app to do this and do this, collect information on such and such a day, have it on on a specific, dashboard, which can be accessed via email or whatever, authentication, etc. You could do that, and then you come back with a proper full prompt, paste it in here, put all your API keys, everything that you need, and then you just enter. It will build your app to the T. You can also describe the visuals, like the UI. What do you want the UI to look like? You can paste an image of a UI that you like, and it's going to do it for you. You see what I'm saying? So everything is in the prompt now. That's the new way to code, right? In a world where everything's being one-shotted with one prompt, then it's just prompt engineering at the end of the day.
And coming to just think about it, the way when you mentioned that it's now just prompt engineering, it reminds me when AI first came, like when we started playing around like ChatGPT and the like. So we had a part where prompt engineering became like a huge thing. It was like something that people used to talk about a lot. And then because the AI
Yeah.
models were still improving, and you still had to put like a little bit more effort and still needed to figure out how to connect certain things, it kind of split
Mm.
into a direction where you still needed to have like a little bit of knowledge on coding, or at least be able to learn quick,
Yeah.
on like coding. But then if you look at it now with like the new AI models that just dropped, like especially the last 3 weeks, we now
Mhm.
have kind of done an entire full circle, and we've kind of gone back
Yeah.
to prompt engineering again as like the main
Yeah,
thing,
exactly. Mm.
because now you still
Yeah,
just need a prompt.
exactly. I mean, yeah, if you
Yeah.
even look at OpenClaw, right? OpenClaw on Emergent, just for those who have never been on our live streams when we're one-shotting how to do the OpenClaw. So if you want to build an OpenClaw bot, right, go to emergent.sh, okay, or app.emergent.sh, and then you obviously log in with your Gmail, or if you'd like, you can log in with your GitHub, okay? I shouldn't have
Yeah.
logged in with my GitHub, but let me try, because mine has got some 2FA things going on. Let me see. Okay. It was able to go in. Okay, so once you go to Emergent, you want to build your Maltbot, or it was called Maltbot before, right? But you want to build an OpenClaw, right? You can just come and
Yeah.
click this button over here. You don't need to add any prompts. You can just click this button, boom, and then click the arrow there, and it's gonna one-shot your OpenClaw agent, right? But a
I can't
disclaimer,
Yeah.
see the screen.
um, yeah, can you see my screen?
No,
No,
there's no
no, no, no.
screen like
You're
this.
not sharing.
I'm not sharing. Oh my God. What am I doing? Sorry, guys.
No.
Oh, I stopped sharing. Oh, okay. That was bad. Okay, so this is what I did, right? So I went to emergent.sh, okay? And then there was a sign-in screen, right? So you sign in using your Gmail or your okay, let me open that on a new page. So it's emergent.sh. Then you can continue with your mobile or your Gmail or your GitHub. I did GitHub. I did GitHub. Okay. Okay. All right. I think the other one is running, so it's kind of slowing my laptop down. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. You guys can still see my screen, right? Okay. So I've signed in
Yeah.
with my
Yes.
GitHub.
Yeah.
And then there's little red whatever this that says new. It says Maltbot. You click that once, right? And then this little screen comes up, and then you click this arrow. Okay. This is going to build your OpenClaw bot. So it's another way of one-shotting it. So if you want a basic, simple OpenClaw that interacts with your app, you can, integrate it to your Instagram and your WhatsApp. This is the best way to build an easy, quick OpenClaw for free. Okay.
Yeah.
You get like some free prompts. I think you get $5 worth of credits, right? The first time you're using this. So I think you can prompt it for like 5 times if you wanted to do any other major things, 5 to 10 times, I think. Um, once it's finished. But then after that, then you have to pay, right? So let's see the other one I'd been building on this side. Let's see how far it went. Okay, so it's still processing. Okay. All right, so it might take a couple of minutes, even up to 5 minutes to build it sometimes, depending on how fast your internet is and how fast their servers are, because a lot of people are using this, so it does get buggy sometimes, right? And then the only tricky part is for you to deploy this, you need to buy the credits, right? So when you say deploy, it's going to bring up a screen that wants you to pay. So go with the $5 option, and then to deploy is going to cost 50% of your credits. So if you buy the credits for $5, deploying, you don't necessarily have to deploy it, right? When you're testing it, but deploying it allows it to really exist with its own URL, right? So you can access it via
Yeah.
the web, and it allows it to stay awake, okay? Because it goes to sleep, right? So there's a setting that goes to sleep. Because if it's awake all the time, it's going to keep using all your Claude code credits, right? So all your AI
Yeah.
credits. I'm not sure what AI they're using now, but initially they were using Claude Code. But since Claude is kicking everybody out from OpenClaw, I'm not sure if they've moved to ChatGPT yet, right? So it might
Oh
be
yeah, that's
buggy
another
sometimes.
thing.
Yeah. So
Ish.
this thing is going to be buggy because they've had to change. They initially built it using Claude. I think it was Claude Opus 4.6. But I noticed yesterday that it's pretty buggy. It was not loading my AI agent, and I think I've lost the previous AI agent I built on this platform, and it did cost me money. It cost me like $20, so I'm really not happy. But yeah, that's the nature of new tech, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so once it's done building, it normally would ask you to sign in again with Gmail. I have no idea why, but it always asks for this sign-in issue. And so that's the name of your AI agent, right? So once you log in, you are usually able to use it. Okay. So I'm gonna log in. But I signed in with, okay, so it's a bit buggy, a bit slow. Let's wait and see. But also there's a link to the agent here. Let me see. They normally give you a link to the agent. Let's see. Unless something has changed, but normally they would. Okay, so previously they would put a link to the actual agent, which you access in the URL, but now it looks like you have to log in. Okay, let me use this one. Let's see. I hope it will work because I'm using a different email and I signed in with I signed in using GitHub, but now it's asking me to log into the actual bot, the OpenClaw, using my email. So this is a bit weird that it's asking for two different systems. But that could mean if this is not working, it could mean that I was supposed to build OpenClaw using Gmail. I should have logged in with Gmail. But let's see if it's going to work. Okay. Right. So if you are able to log in after this login screen, when you click login, it takes you to the actual your actual OpenClaw. So this is the URL for my OpenClaw over here. And then I need to start it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so setup failed. Okay, so the issue I think here is, what is it saying? Pre-configured with Claude Opus 4.5 and GP 5.2. There is usually no key needed for this thing. Okay. So, but it was failing yesterday. In the past, I've had to start it a couple of times because they are using like free so you're using a pre-configured version of this. So I think if it's failing, you probably need to then probably bring your own key. Okay, so there's an option to bring your own key. I think they're having a keys issue because their free keys, I think previously were, as they say, they were pre-configured with Claude Opus 4.5. But Claude Opus has blocked a lot of these OpenClaw services now, including anti-gravity. So Gemini, they've blocked this. So the only service that's available is GPT now, ChatGPT. So I'll have to go and probably set up an OpenAI API key and come and paste it here because it looks like the free services are no longer available. Okay. So that's the downer to this, guys. OpenClaw is getting blocked everywhere. So I think either these guys, their servers are busy, or they haven't upgraded their system, or they haven't made a deal yet with OpenAI so they can be able to use, the GPT. So I think we might have to buy our own, or pay for our own OpenAI credits or tokens or whatever, and then come and paste our key here and then start it. But if you're able to do that, maybe you can give us some feedback. I'll try this a bit later in the day. Set up an OpenAI GPT key and see if it's gonna work. Okay. But ultimately, that's the quickest way. It will, ne? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully. So that's the quickest way to set up an OpenClaw chatbot, right? And when you open OpenClaw, it's got a big chat screen as well. So you use it the same because at the end of the day, it's still using the this AI model. So you still chat to it. So it's going to have a big dashboard and you'll chat to it and it will tell you everything you need to know. You can ask it, how do I integrate you with Twitter? It will tell you what it needs. Then you go and sign up on Twitter, you get the API keys, you paste it, it will tell you whether you have the wrong key or the right key. You ask it how you integrate it with Instagram, with your app, with whatever you need. And then you buy some credits and you can set it and say, do these activities every hour or every, once a day. So you need to be economic as well. So when you think of these OpenClaw, guys, they are always on, so you have to control them. You have to set them to operate, like in your case, Bobby, your AI agent, you want it to be able to collect some information at certain intervals. So maybe you tell it, you need to look at your time zone. Where are your users, right? So if you're in Africa and your users are in Africa, then set your OpenClaw to the African time zone. Because on Emergent, by default, it's using the American time, right? It's not using African time. So I was having that issue where I was getting it to tweet, but then the context of the time of day when it was tweeting is talking about good morning and it was evening on my end. I realized it was a time slot issue. So you had to tell your OpenClaw to say, look, you are operating in South African Standard Time. Our users are in here. And, this is the time of day. Then you check it. Can you confirm what time you are on? It will tell you. Then after that, you can say, okay, only tweet once every hour or, only collect this information once every hour at such and such and only use the minimal amount of resources. And then it's going to do exactly that. So that's the beauty about it, is it listens to instructions. Okay. So yeah, so that's roughly how you would go about the integrations and all of that kind of stuff with the AI. But OpenClaw is just one of the many autonomous agents you can use now. There's so many that I've been coming across, but topics for another day, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Over to you, Andrea. Anything else on your end?
No. Thank you very much.
Good. All right.
I'm good.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Andrea. We appreciate having you here, and I think it was good. You came up with some great questions because then they provided some guidelines for anyone who's building anything to do with mini apps or who's trying to build something to integrate agentic systems. So yeah, we really appreciate you, man, and we're there to support you if you ever need anything else. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Awesome.
Okay, back to you, chaps. Lloyd, Shab. So based on today, what we've been talking about, any suggestions, anything that we need to add perhaps to the conversation? Especially with AI agents, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I actually enjoyed today's session because I got to learn about like the new tool that you showed me for creating mini apps, because I think it would be it's one way to let people tackle something that used to take a long time, and then They
Yeah.
can concentrate on adding more functionality or improving it, and basically it makes it easier for them to get the ideas and make them a reality. For AI agents, I think so far the OpenClaw open source project that's been there for a while is a really good starting point, I think, for people who just want to play around with it. Because I mean, in like a few minutes, you can literally get started with like integrating things like we mentioned, Polymarket. All you need are just APIs for whatever you want, and it's just API keys, because the AI agent itself will kind of set you up and
Yeah.
kind of just structure everything for you. So I'm very interested to see what people are going to build for this base batches, because it's been almost a year, if not a year. And so far, like, the improvement in just the tools that we're using is insane. Like, if you can actually see just how good the AI models have become. With
Yeah.
like, I don't know if you guys saw the recent crash that happened with like companies cause of
Markets, yeah.
flood. Yeah, like I think 2 days ago they said like because of the Claude
The
code
security one.
update. Yeah, the security one. Because apparently a lot of the big companies have been using COBOL as a programming language ever since COBOL was made as
Yeah,
a
the
programming
banks.
language. The
Yeah,
banks
the
and
banks use COBOL, and IBM is the,
and
like the sole.
Anthropic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Anthropic wakes up and says, "Oh, now we have our AI model can now, write COBOL," and just that alone caused like a huge crash. And
Yeah.
the year hasn't yet even ended, but we can already see just how the reaction is around the world to like these tools, which shows that they're really good, but at the same time, we can see the effects that they have. So if someone hasn't been paying attention to like AI or AI tools, I think this is a really good time to start giving it even at least an hour of your time per day to just see how you're going to learn how to use these tools, because one more year from now and we'll be talking about very completely different things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
experimenting
have
with
one
it is good.
request. Lloyd, sorry to cut you. I have one request from you, Lloyd, right?
Yeah,
You
no
see
worries.
on Emergent, it asks me to provide an OpenAI key. Can I share my screen and then we'll quickly show everyone how to do that? I haven't used OpenAI, man, in like over a year.
No
But I know
worries.
you and Shaps are like masters in that space, right? So
Yeah,
can you
no
guide
worries.
me and
Yeah.
everybody else on how to quickly set up OpenAI and get an API key for the Emergent so everyone can have an OpenClaw bot, and we don't have to have another session for, oh, where am I going? I'm going to OpenClaw. So I need to go to OpenAI, right?
Yes, you need to go to OpenAI. It's
Okay, so which one? AI
platform
API
dot
platform? Okay,
openai.com.
okay. So it's platform
Or
over
you
here
can,
if I'm searching
yeah,
for it.
that one.
Oh, no, no. So this is openai.com/API.
Yeah,
I should be
yeah,
platform or I need
no,
to
that's fine,
log in.
because you can then, API platform. Yeah.
Okay.
So then it takes you to platform.openai. So once you
Yes,
come
it's
here, it's
been
going to
like
ask you
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I can continue with Gmail. Okay. I think it's been like, I think it's been over 6 months, right? I remember we got on some calls sometime last year before the
Yeah.
base batches. And you guys were showing me some stuff around OpenAI, and I think they had just come up with the AI agents. What were they calling those things, man? The GPTs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
GPTs.
Was it GPTs or was it something else? Was it some type of
it,
AI agents that they had?
They started off with GPTs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
they
that's the
started
last
off
time
with
I
GPTs.
excuse me.
Yeah.
That's the last time I used it, man.
Hey, that's a
Okay,
wow.
okay. So where do I go now to get API keys?
You have to go to the part that says API keys on your
Okay,
below usage.
all
Yeah.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So create a
And
new
then I
one.
create one.
Yeah,
Okay.
create one. So it's that
I'm just
easy. So
gonna
just
call this test.
test and then say create
Mm-hmm.
secret key.
Okay.
So this key only comes
Okay,
once, so you make sure you save it. It won't.
copy it. Okay,
Yeah. So you
so
make sure you save it all the time.
yeah, my number one approach to saving keys is to email them to myself. So let me just
Yeah.
but I want to paste it. Wait, I want to use it for emergent. Okay, so is this the API key, or is this the one I put here, or is this something else? Is this the
That's
actual
the
API
API
key?
key. Yeah. So this is why I
Or this is
put
the
the
API
API key.
key? Okay, so it's
Yeah.
just one
So
API key, right?
it's just one.
Okay. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work.
It will, and the only thing that it's going to ask you
It's
is
failing.
wait, did you
Okay, so
yeah,
maybe
just
I didn't do
have to
something
pay.
on OpenAI.
Oh no, go back. Go back. You have to say done.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, done. And then
Hmm.
check how much you have.
When you say check how much do I have, you mean we're in usage or
Yeah, in usage, you can go to the part that says go to billing. So you need to pay for your API key.
oh, so it needs to have money first before I can even use
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But I think it
Ah,
should, yeah, that might be the reason
that's where the
why.
danger is. That's where the
Yeah.
danger is.
But it's about
Hmm.
$5. So what I can do is let me create
Let me try again.
and yeah, we'll try again. Just try again. It should work now.
Okay, failing. I think, I think Emergent has an issue themselves. I think. So I think there's something to troubleshoot as well with Emergent, but it also could be that maybe the keys
Google,
are
sorry.
Mhm.
Shabs is asking for you to let him back in. And let me send you an API key to just try, then I'll revoke
All
it
right.
just now. It's just something that you can use
Super.
for a test.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you don't mind it being seen, right?
Yeah, no, I'll revoke it immediately. The
Okay.
thing is the yeah.
All right. So
It's
let
going
me
to
okay. So you're gonna paste it here. Have you pasted it? No?
I'm about to
Okay,
paste
not
it.
yet. All
I
right.
have. Can you see it?
Okay, let's have a look. All right, let me copy this. Okay, and then let's go to OpenAI or Emergent, right? Okay, let's try again. Okay. Okay, let's try again. Ah, it's failing still.
Okay, then it's
Okay, so I
just
think Emergent has a problem.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an emergent problem. So I think I'll probably need to go and check their status page and see if there's I don't know if they have a Discord, but on most days, this was very easy. You just click and then you to start. But I think now because there's all these changes with OpenClaw, with all these other platforms like Anthropic, Gemini, they are all blocking, OpenClaw. So I'm not sure if OpenAI is allowing rappers like third-party OpenClaw creators, or they want their own approach as well. So we don't know. So we'll have to check on that. Until then, guys, unfortunately, I don't really know There is another way of creating OpenClaw using Ocean Protocol, but that also still requires a credit card. So you need to provide a credit card. So yeah, so outside of that, I'm not sure right now if there's any other easier ways to create an OpenClaw. But if
Google.
anybody in the community knows a different approach to creating these OpenClaw agents, please let us know. Share, post, and tag us, and see if we can share the information for anyone who's building for base batches. I will try and troubleshoot on my end, go to the Emergence Discord, see if we can make sense of it. See even if GPT or OpenAI allows us to use the OpenAI key for OpenClaw on a separate, like a wrapper, like Emergent. So I'm not sure if, but there's all
It
these
should
restrictions that are coming up. Yeah.
it should work because in the background I'm using I'm using Open AI and I'm using Kimi K2. So if Kimi fails, it switches to the Open AI. And I had
Is it?
deployed this to Vercel to just do a test, and it was working. So I'm sure it's just the emergent part
So
that
it's an
you,
emergent platform issue then. Okay.
yeah,
All right.
that you meant.
Google.
Okay.
And
Hi.
let me
Yeah.
just before you go, oh,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Mhm.
Shabs. Google, just
No.
share my screen while Shabs is talking. As I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So
Okay.
what I was gonna say, so there's been some market shifts, yeah, around AI agents and the big players positioning. So what you find now is Anthropic is kicking everybody out from an API perspective to use their API. And I think it's going to be outside of Claude Cowork because their equivalent of OpenClaw is Claude Cowork, and they're trying to basically control the desktop, right?
Yeah.
Where OpenClaw now has moved on to ChatGPT, and you'll find that they'll create their own ecosystem that is equivalent, right? So you're going to need to go through that. What you'll also have is Anthropic bought a small startup that was very good at computer usage. I think it's called
Vertic. Is it Vertic or
Vertex.
Vertic or something like that?
Vercept.
Vertic.
Vercept
Verset, yeah.
AI. Yeah, Vercept AI. Because that's where everybody's moving, right?
Mhm.
The game before was browser control, right? Where you can basically get an AI agent to control your browser. But now they've moved onto your desktop. And you got to remember that this is not something new. They tried it maybe a year and a half back, right? So there's been various players that have been working on this. It's just now that OpenClaw added so many plugins and so many different versions of utility that now everybody's saying, well, we basically don't have any more time to get to the greater public by working in
Yeah.
the background. So everybody's trying to solidify their position in different ways. And that also impacts your API keys, right? Where you can
Yeah.
use which API key for what you basically want to do. So that could be one of the issues. And then you touched on context engineering. Well, not context engineering. You touched on prompt engineering, and that
Yeah.
being a key focus, right? In that space, there was an evolution, right, where people started moving from prompt engineering into context engineering. And now I think what people are trying to ascertain is your ability to understand and measure the output of whatever model that you're using. Because now you can basically give a very simple prompt to an AI agent, and it will build its version or its interpretation of what exactly you've told it to do. So now it's not so much whether the AI can output something, it's what's the quality of what the AI puts out there for me, right? So you have to be kind of the expert in understanding the quality of what you want in order to see the variation where the AI actually didn't execute on what you told it to do, or overly executed, which now creates a problem for you. So I think that's kind of like the area we're going into now. That is, it's not beyond context engineering. I think it's just we want more authority on the sort of content that is being put out there from an AI perspective, you know, in order to differentiate yourself, in order to build something with quality and reliability and so on. So I think that's just a little bit that I had to share on the conversation that we've been having that I can remember. Yeah, if I remember anything else, I'll share as well.
Sure. Thank you very much, Shabs.
Nice.
What are we looking at, Lloyd? You're sharing your screen?
Yeah, so I'm just showing you what my AI pin was picking up. So if you can see in my terminal, it was picking up everything that Shabs was saying. So this is
Oh, really?
Now everybody is
Wow.
saying, yeah, and it's
Bro,
picking
this
up
is a
everything
spy
that
device, man.
I'm saying. But you know
Were
what's
you trying to
crazy?
call me with your pen earlier on, Lloyd? Was it your pen
Sorry?
that was texting me earlier on?
I think it did because
Bro,
the crazy, yeah.
you know what this does to security? So I've had a chance to work around, like, the time I was in the South African National Blockchain Alliance, right? We helped set it up, and
Yeah.
and then there was a guy that came to become part of it, and he was part of the presidential team for, can't remember, but they were part of the presidential advisors for something, right?
Yeah.
And he moves in these circles where privacy is high. So if you're having a conversation with this guy, your phone needs to be on the table. You need to make sure you're not recording, show him, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like it's such an area where there's a lot of sensitive information, and you don't want it shared. So these devices, they like dismantle that whole area, bruh, because there's no more
Yeah.
privacy with these devices now, you know. So,
Yeah.
so this just
And
made me
It's
think
scary,
about, like,
man.
if what Shabs is saying can become text to speech live, like you can literally live stream his speech, bro. You can like even create an avatar of Shabs speaking now, yeah, and it's somewhere else.
But you know what's crazy, Google? You can take
Yeah.
this and you can literally tweak it to get Shabs to say something that he didn't say.
Exactly.
yeah,
You
Wow,
can
this
just
is
add something
crazy,
because
bro.
you've got the transcript and you just change it.
This is like, yeah, the privacy is just out the window now, because this
and
is
you know
like
what? What's insane? So it will keep listening to everything that was saying, but it won't really
yeah.
run any commands. But if I press a button on the pin, you see what it says,
Mm-hmm.
and then just watch. So
Mm-hmm.
you see that? So it says what button, new question, speak your command. So I'll press my button again if I want it to actually, send a command. So check the time on my desktop and tell me what time it is.
Okay,
I press
2:30
it
p.m.
again. Yeah, but it actually talks as well.
So this
says, I
is
press
a
the
pin
button again.
that's
It
connected
actually
to your
talks.
OpenClaw.
Yeah, so it's my.
This is
Can
an
you hear
Omni
it
pin,
talk?
right?
Can
No, I
can you
think your
hear it?
microphone, because we're on live.
No, let me stop my screen.
Okay.
And I didn't share my audio.
It even has
So
a phone number.
Oh yeah, I gave it a phone number.
Oh, how do you allocate phone numbers to AI agents, by the way? How do you do that?
I'll show you. Can you let me tell it? Can you repeat that? Can you check the time for me again? So when I press it, it picks up on everything, but it only does the commands if I press my button. So you hear it talk just now. Did you hear it?
No.
No.
You couldn't.
Mm.
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. No, it was speaking. So I think it's just my mic because I'm live. But I can do stuff like open browser on my computer, then YouTube, then search for Travis Scott.
Okay. So how do you set up a mobile number for AI agents, by the way? That's something that I've been seeing a lot of that information coming up about AI agents with phone numbers. How do you set them up and how does one use
Travis
them?
Scott. So if you want to set up phone numbers, then you have to just use Twilio. Is it Twilio or Twilio?
Yeah.
Oh,
Twilio.
so it's just for SMS.
No,
It's like
it
for those
calls.
automated SMS and chat. It also does phone calls.
It does phone calls. So let me
Yeah.
call Lily.
Okay.
Call Lily. So you see, just give it a second. I wish I could show my
Oh,
Your
your
screen.
screen, you're sharing. Okay. I stopped. I removed. Oh, you.
71,579,397. Calling her now.
So it's actually talking.
right.
If only you could hear it. It's actually like
Yeah,
got
we
a
Oh,
hear
little
it.
humor.
talking this time.
You can hear
It's
it.
talking
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just so everyone knows what
So
you
actually
are
calling
talking
her
about this
now.
device. Yeah. Lloyd, just so people know what device you've connected to your OpenClaw, just maybe go to a browser and show them what an Omi device looks like.
Yeah. Omi Pen. Yeah, this.
Oh, so you can stick it on the head, you can stick it on your
Let
on
me
your
find the.
okay.
That was the prototype. So they come in different ways. Let me just find
There's the one that's like a necklace, right?
Yeah, that's the one I have. This one.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
This. So this is what's on
Okay.
my neck, and it's picking up everything. So if I want to talk to my AI agent, I just press it, and
Yeah.
it gets
So this is how
everything
it looks
done.
like when it's around your neck. Okay.
Yeah, this is how it looks like when it's around your neck. So I connected it to my OpenClaw, and it picks up on everything. So you can see everything that we've talked about the whole time since we started is here.
Yeah.
Like everything
Yeah.
from the
And
beginning
then
of like the
okay.
whole session.
So you can speak to it and then it uses your computer. It like literally does whatever you want. You can like
Yeah,
literally build mini apps by talking
with
to it and
this.
then
Yeah,
it builds, right?
yeah. Like look at this.
This is next level.
Open my browser and go to YouTube. Open my browser.
Got it. Opening YouTube in your browser now.
See?
Let me try launching
nice.
Chrome directly instead. YouTube's opening in Chrome now.
So I can tell it close it or play the first song that you see or that you like. I can tell it move my mouse. I added a few more functionality to it.
Want me how close it will close Chrome, or it will play song name. It will search and play it on YouTube.
So if you see on the right side, my AI pin has got a bit more things that I added to it, like these. So it's got this tracks my speech patterns, topic preferences, peak usage hours. It's got this tracks whether speech events tend to be followed. So it's got predictive so if it knows that every after a particular word I press the pin, it does that automatically for me. So I synced it to my AI model that I've been playing with, and yeah, it just does a lot of crazy things. It's got it's got like a persona. It's got let me see.
Now,
These are
quick
some
question.
of them.
Are you
Yeah.
You're using so the thing that's so it's just a medium to give instructions to your OpenClaw, right? So the thing that's operating your laptop and opening YouTube, that's OpenClaw. Am I correct?
That's OpenClaw mixed with my AI model. So you see, it says
Okay.
these 20 active features, like the emotional and cognitive state. These are not part of OpenClaw. These are
Right.
like part of my AI model
Separate
that's
skill.
fused to OpenClaw. Yeah.
Okay.
So it does really amazing things. But yeah, that's
So
that's
this
kind of
laptop
basically it.
now, so
Sorry?
this device you're using now, right, where you have
Yeah.
OpenClaw set up, is this like a separate laptop, or have you done that sandbox setup where you are using your daily computer? How have you set up your OpenClaw?
My OpenClaw is set up with like a sandbox. So I just installed it normally, but I just
Okay.
created a sandbox for it. Yeah, so I've got a specific I'll say environment that it runs in.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think on the next session, maybe you can give all of us a quick course on how to set up OpenClaw in a sandbox.
Call
So
in.
it runs in your laptop and you're able to use it without,
Yeah.
the risk of leaking your whole password manager file. Yeah.
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 No, we can definitely
Okay.
do that. We can definitely
Mm.
do that. We can show you guys
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
But
thanks,
that's
guys. I think
that's it.
we've done good for the day. Thanks to Bobby, thanks to you, Lloyd, thanks to you, Shabs. I think we've really pushed it, and this was very informative. And I'm glad you were able to share your screen, Lloyd, and give a demo of this OMI device, so people can have an understanding of where the technology is now. It's no longer in the future; it's now. It's real. But it's about monetizing it, right? So some people are selling devices like OMI, AI companies are selling credits, but then it's all about what do we, whether you're an end user of an OMI device like Lloyd, what can you use it for? How can you monetize it? How can you turn it into an app? And where's the revenue going to come from? So that's part
Yeah.
of the experimentation, and that's part of what Base Batches is looking for, guys. Is you come up, if you can see if anything inspired you here, and you can build something around it, then yeah, submit something, because the creativity is there, I believe. And the opportunities are endless. The tools are there. It's just about finding the right tools to do the right thing, right, at the right time. So yeah. So with that said, any
Yeah.
last words from you guys before we call it a day? Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Mhm.
Word of the day. I think word of the day. I'm gonna go back. I probably said this before. Become the expert in your world, right? Because this is it. It is about nuances, and maybe the way that one should think about doing this is when you have an agent that is working towards allowing you to be the best version in the world, that money will follow, right? Because
Exactly.
it's an extension of you that is doing things that you needed to be done, whether it's in areas you don't understand or understand, it will inevitably bring in that cash, right? So be
Yeah.
the expert in your own world and give that to your AI agent, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So
Nice.
be the expert.
Thank you, Chefs. Thanks,
Yeah.
Chefs. Word of the day, Mr. Lloyd.
Word of the day is I think experiment, like just run wild with the AI tools you have. These AI tools can do longer context windows, they can do lots of tasks. So, if you can think it, like play around with it and see what you can build. You don't
Nice.
have anything to lose but experimenting. So yeah, have fun with the tools and play around with them. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much, Lloyd. Andrea, are you still with us? Word of the
Awesome.
day from you, or you've gone away?
Word of the day: be enthusiastic, be ready to grow, be curious, and just try.
Nice. Okay. Thank you very much. My word of the day is thank you all and have a good day. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yes, guys. BM.
PM.
Yes.